Helping animals, saving lives. This is what the International Gabriele Foundations stand for. They develop habitats for free-living animals, oases of life. A peaceful land, where the all-love of the Creator can be felt more and more. In their beauty and diversity, all life forms are God's creation. People with a heart for nature care and provide for animals in need. Thereby, they orient themselves to the teachings of Jesus of Nazareth, particularly to the guiding principle, do to others as you would have them do to you.
A little fox kid has arrived at the infirmary, Fabio. In just a few days, he's already gotten used to his new home of straw and climbing trees. Well, hello. You can go through there, exactly.
Fabio, look here.
What kind of fox is he then?
He's a red fox. That is, this fox species, native here in Germany and live here in the woods and hedges.
You've set it up wonderfully here. What criteria do you use when you set up a fox home?
Well, we tried to make a habitat for him that's as natural as possible, so that we offer him various places to hide and where he can also play and climb. There's also a small aviary outside here, so that he feels it when the weather fluctuates, when it's sometimes colder or when the sun shines, simply that he finds the most natural habitat here.
And can also play. Playing seems to be his main occupation, isn't it?
Of course, he's still a very young animal and is very playful and frisky, and also needs attention when playing.
That the little fox can play today with no problem cannot be taken for granted. As an orphan in the great outdoors, he would have hardly had a chance to survive. It was Wolfgang Stumpf who found Fabio.
Yes, at a late hour. It must have been nearly midnight. The weather was stormy. Wind and rain, the bad weather that's recently caused a lot of damage everywhere in Germany. And suddenly the motion detector went on, and so I could see that there was an animal moving around on the terrace. At first, I thought it was a cat, but the animal ran back and forth on the terrace looking for a shelter, and I could see it was a little fox. Meanwhile, he'd crept in somewhere. I fetched some gloves and caught the little animal, first in a carton. And then I fixed a place in the chicken house so that he was safe overnight and well sheltered. The next morning he was nice and cheerful. And so, of course, I gave him some food and thought about what should be done next. Meanwhile, the grandchildren had arrived and, of course, found the fox whimsical. Then we talked about what we should do next. At the veterinarians, we got the decisive tip and made contact, first by phone. Then we made a date and drove this little fox over there, and also saw that he was 10 times better housed there than in our makeshift place.
Is it usual that they are in such residential areas? You said he came onto the terrace.
It's unfortunate that we have to say that the habitats of all wild animals have been sorely impaired by us people during the past 40 to 50 years, when agriculture became more industrial. There are huge fields where monocultures are grown, and through this the fox's habitat decreases. But also those of many other animals, deer, field hares, many bird species are dying out because they no longer have a place to live.
You basically take in wild animals quite often, don't you? Not just foxes. Can you tell us something about that?
Well, we frequently take in wild animals that are in distress so that we can help them, because to us, the animals are creatures of God, which have the same right to life as, let's say, other animals, for instance, dogs or cats. And when they're in distress, then we help them out.
And in this case, he simply gets a home and food, a warm place. What else goes along with this?
That we care for him well, that's not the main thing. That he also has friends, so that he doesn't have to grow up alone, and that later he can live in freedom. Because freedom, I believe, is already the highest precept for all animals. We can say for all living beings on this earth.
What all does he do the whole day long?
Well, he sleeps, he eats, and plays.
Well, surely you also come to play.
Yes, twice a day, and then we always take a little time so that he can still play with me.
Is he actually active during the day or the night, such a fox?
Interesting, because normally foxes are diurnal, meaning active during the day. And because of intense hunting and also the noise from people, foxes have become active at twilight, simply because they no longer dare to go out during the day.
How old do foxes get to be in the great outdoors?
Foxes can live to be 12 to 15 years of age, but the fact is that most foxes in the wild never even reach their first birthday. In Germany, over 600,000 foxes are killed by hunters every year. And it's not only that they are shot, but some of the hunters dig where they know that there's a fox den. They dig out the young foxes and beat them to death, or they put them in a sack and throw them in a lake or a river. It's so cruel how especially the hunters treat the wild animals. I think that when we look at Fabio, we see what a wonderful being, a wonderful animal he is. Where is the difference to a dog or a cat? He's just as much a living being that rejoices, that seeks friendship with us human beings, and actually wants to live with us. And actually, we can't understand that especially this animal species is so intensively hunted and has to suffer so much under people. What the hunters also set up is traps, and the foxes end up in the traps, where their paws are crushed, and then they die a miserable death. So hunting is simply cruel. It is a war against the animals, against God's creatures.
Hey, Fabio. It's good that you're here, isn't it? I think he looks totally alert and fit. We can say that he's healthy, right?
Yes, I think he's healthy. He lost his mother, that's clear, and that's a hard shock for him. But externally, we haven't noticed anything. However, today we'd like to examine him again with Hans-Jörg, our veterinarian, to see that he's really not lacking anything. So Fabio, now we're going to Hans-Jörg to check if everything is in order with you, if you're healthy. Look here.
Hello, Hans-Jörg.
Hello, Silke. Hello, Daniel. You've now brought Fabio. I'll now listen to his heart and lungs. They sound good. He's very excited. His heartbeat is somewhat high, but okay. There's nothing remarkable about it. And I'll check the mucous membranes. The color is in order, pale, pink, no inflammation in the eyes. lymph nodes, no hot lymph nodes. Everything is fine.
Ja, mein Guter.
Let's have another quick look in his ears.
Die Ohren schauen.
So tapfer bist du.
Wunderbar.
Wonderful.
Dieses
This side too.
What could be in there?
Milben zum Beispiel.
Mites, for example, but everything is nice and clean here. Lovely, wonderful. You've done that well, my friend. He still has his baby teeth, that's clear.
Hat auch noch
He hasn't yet gotten any permanent teeth, so I guess he's about 8 weeks old.
Zahnwechsel.
The permanent teeth come in somewhat later, at about 16 to 17 weeks. That was now a lot of stress for you. I think for the first time, that's enough now. I already collected a stool sample earlier and have already steeped it in a special liquid. I would suggest that we now have a look at it.
Then can Fabi?
I would say that he was very brave.
Super.
We'll go back now.
Good.
Tschüss, Fabio.
Bye, Fabio.
Okay.
Okay, I've already prepared the stool sample. It's sat there for a while.
You've somehow steeped it in water?
No, that's a certain liquid called a flotation liquid. It shows that when worm eggs are in it, you can indirectly detect the eggs. When worm eggs are there, then they rise and stick on the underside of this glass slide, and then you can verify them under the microscope.
Dann kann man die nachweisen im Mikroskop dann.
Das heißt, eine
That means a stool sample is used to detect possible worms.
Exactly, yes.
How much magnification?
That's now a magnification of 400.
und kannst
And can you already see something?
So, now I think that I have indeed found something.
Du kannst
You can have a look.
schauen. Ich habe das
I've adjusted exactly to the center.
da ist so ein
There is a little roundish structure.
Oh ja.
Das heißt,
That means that we will definitely worm Fabio.
Via his food? Or how does one do that?
We'll give him some canned dog food, and we'll have to mix in a few vitamins and trace elements.
Spurenelemente und so
And in the same way, we'll also give him this worming mixture.
Entwurmungsmittel dazu.
Gut.
Good. Then let's do it.
Precisely. So,
Ah, da hast du schon.
Ah, you've already prepared
I've
something.
already prepared something.
Ist das so ein
Is that normal dog food?
No, it's actually something special, like a special puppy food.
Nahrung.
They really like it.
Und da machen wir ihm das.
And now we'll add this.
das heißt,
That means that a fox definitely needs animal food.
Not only, they also eat grapes. Well, they're all so-called omnivores, vegetarian, and they seek out everything, right? They clean up. Here I'm giving him those are vitamin tablets, trace elements, minerals. I'd say we'll give him half a tablet and we'll put this food nicely over it.
Drüber. Ich habe ihm
I have a special medication here and we'll give him a few drops of that. You see?
Good.
And now he has everything in there. I'll bring him that now and it's all evenly mixed in and he'll also eat it, right?
If the doc says so.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay?
Great.
Hallo Daniel.
Hello, Daniel. Hello, Fabi. Look here. Here's something good to make you strong.
Great, you really like that. Fabi, look here.
Fabio is a gourmet. Along with his usual food, he loves grapes and also nuts. Important when rearing young foxes is also to make sure they get enough water.
mit Wasser zu achten.
That was a strenuous day, also for him.
Yeah, but it's really unusual that he's let you pet him so, isn't it?
Yes, but he's still a very young wild animal that also needs communication. Normally he has that with his brothers and sisters, and still with his mother. And since they're gone, we've taken over that task. But he now needs contact. He also needs affection. He can't be alone all day long. Fabio, come here.
Glaubst du denn, dass
Do you then think that foxes or wild animals would generally become more trusting if they weren't, as you said, hunted so much?
I think that all animals want to live in friendship with us people, but they don't really have the possibility for that, because people always see an enemy in the animals and simply hunt them.
The The young fox Fabio knows that people can also be friends, and he will take this experience along into his future life.
Es ist ein guter Freund.
All the best, little fox.
Na, Fuchsenfreund, bist du einverstanden?